Okay, so let me try this again. I just did this, but I had the video settings wrong, so I'm gonna do it again. So I'm just making this video to help you with Quicksort, because and in turn this will help me memorize it. Just helping you basically go through all the steps that it involves, and giving you a few things that I think about that help me when I'm doing it. So this is a 10-digit array from 0 to 9 that I'm going to sort using Quicksort, and I'll kind of give you my thought process on it. So obviously we start with pivot, which is going to be the beginning number, which is 7, and then we, I keeps going until I find something that is greater than it. So that's not greater, that's not greater, that's not greater, that's not greater. That is greater than 7, so I will go there. J goes until it finds something less than 7. So that is less than 7, so that J is actually going to stop right there. So then we have 7, 0, 4, 2, 5, 1, 3, 6, 9, 8. And then it keeps going. So I is going to go there. It's not greater than. I is going to go there. It's not greater than. I is going to stop right here. J is going to go there. It's not less than. J is less than, or 7 is less than, or 6 is less than 7. So J is going to stop there. This is where I is greater than J. So that means that we're going to switch the pivot. Now here is something that helped me drastically. When you switch the pivot, that means that that is going to move to its final position. And here's what I mean by that. So 6 is going to switch with 7. So 6 comes here, 0, 4, 2, 5. All this stays the same, of course. And 7 is going to go here, and then 9, 8. Now, if you look, 7 is in its final position. And we know this because 8, 9 are the last two, and they're right there. This is 7's final position. So it's going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is no longer going to be touched anymore. We will forget about him. And then we move to 7's left side to do the next one. So 6 is going to become the new pivot. And we do the same thing. So I is going to actually stop at the end of where we're comparing, because there's nothing greater than 6. And J is just going to stop right there. So then we're going to switch those. So 3, 0, 4, 2, 5, 1, 6. And this makes sense because 6 is going to go right before 7. So it makes sense that there's nothing greater than 6 on this side because 7's right next to it. So 6 is now in its final position. We're not going to touch him anymore. He's there. So then we're going to go to here. 3 is going to be the pivot. We'll go until we find something greater than 3, which is actually going to be 4. And then we'll go until we find something less than 3 with J, and that's actually going to be 1. Then we switch those, so we get 3, 0, 1, 2, 5, and then 4. Okay, so simple enough, right? And then we keep going. So J 2 is not less or not greater than 3. 5 is going to be greater than 3, so I actually stops there. Nope, 5 is greater than 3, so J is not going to work there. J is going to actually stop at 2. So then J is going to switch with 3, and this is going to lead 3 to be in the final position. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 is in the final position, so we don't have to worry about him anymore now either. We go to the left of him again. 2 is going to become the pivot. 2i is actually going to go all the way out here. J is going to stop at 1. They switch, so 1, 0, 2. 2 is going to be in its final position, so we ain't going to mess with him anymore. And 1 becomes the pivot. I is going to go all the way out here. J is going to go right here because there's nothing that's greater than 1. Since 0 is less than 1. So then they're going to switch. 0, 1, 2, 3. Those are all in their final position. We're not going to mess with them because they're done. So then we go to 5 and 4. 5, 4. 5 is going to become the pivot. 4 is not greater than 5, so I is going to go out here. J is going to go right at 4. They switch. So we're left with 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are all already in their final position, so we're not going to mess with them. I circle these mainly to show you right now, but I do circle them to kind of keep track of what's already been pushed to its final position. Even though you can see it in this, but in some other ones it may not be as clear. So then we're going to do 9 and 8. So 9, 8. 9 is going to be the pivot. I is going to go all the way out here because there's nothing greater than 9. J is going to stop at 8. And then we're going to leave with the final array. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's it. That's the final array. Yeah, so the biggest advice that I have to you is going to be that once you switch the pivot, what was the pivot is now in its final position and will never be touched again. This works 100% of the time because everything to the left of it is already smaller. So it's going to be in its final position. It has to be. So that's my biggest thing to you is that, and that makes it the easiest, at least for me. So hopefully that helped.